Well, this is it. The episode 13 commentary. This is actually the freshest I've come into a commentary because I just recorded the episode 11 and 12 commentary right now back to back, and I haven't watched those in a while. This one, I barely finished this episode like 2 days ago, so this one is still fresh in my mind. And this one, I do have some stuff to say. Now, after coming out of episode 12, I need a refresher because that episode was putting me to sleep and all sorts of things. I just need to see something else. All right. So, at this point, it had been a full year. My B-roll now at this point was gone. Like, oh, this shot looks like shit. Oh, why they do that?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
God, this commentary already started with me making fun of it. Like, this episode, at this point, this episode's not even up on YouTube yet. And I'm just, like, talking so much trash that I could have fixed. I could have shot better B-roll. This is turning into a terrible commentary already. The first minute is me just going in.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Oh, this montage. So, I think I need to probably talk about the certain scene in question if you've seen this. So, that scene at the end of this montage, I actually can't even tell you the context because I don't even know the context. I was going through footage looking for stuff. Like, this is from the a version of episode 9 that got scrapped. But that thing at the ending, I went through a lot of footage, and that was randomly in, like, a folder. And I was like, what is this? Like, there was no context. I don't say anything. Literally, the footage is me walking to the camera. I walk back into the position. I take my shirt off, and I start that little dance. That is literally it. I don't even know. I don't say anything. See, that's the weird part. I don't say anything. I just do the dance, and I walk to the camera and turn it off. I don't know what it was for. I really don't know. I kind of wish I did. And the fire pits is from me barbecuing this year. And it's because I didn't want to put the raw footage of just me shirtless dancing. I needed something over it. And it kind of makes it even weirder. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, so I'm sorry I couldn't give you the context for the dance. I'm sure people probably were like, I need to find the context. Maybe you explained it. Listen, I wish I knew, but I don't. I don't know what it is. And the thing that's even weirder is where that file was at. It was in a folder with me and a review of, like, something. Like, it was, like, from a random video. Like, I don't even get it. So I'd say the lighting for this one actually isn't too bad. I think it's a little too orange in spots because I used that orange bulb again. But this is like the first episode where I started actually using like 3 points of lighting. Like I had this little light to the left of me. But actually in this shot I'm holding up. This is before I used my microphone stand to hold the mic into place. So I'm just holding this light to my face on the left of the camera. So that's why I'm only using my left hand in the shots, not my right.
Let me see if I can do something about this facial hair here. Let's get it. Okay, so I am.
And the facial hair.
Everything is set up.
Yeah, this was originally, I think I mentioned in episode 12, but originally this was gonna be the episode 12.5 mini-sode. It's gonna be where I went back to Smash Brothers. So I filmed this back in early December, maybe early or late. No, early December. And I had planned to release it like early in, like maybe like December 15th or so. And then I started getting the idea for episode 13, and I was like, I don't really want to release this now, but I got the idea of like, hey, I have this footage. Why not just reuse it and re-edit it in a way that works? And thankfully it worked out well in my favor because I was able to re-edit this mini-sode in a way where it looks like I did it for this episode. Like, there actually was more to this. Like, the mini-sode, after I completed this challenge, I went and tried to go for all the sub-challenge goals. Needless to say, I wasn't able to complete it. It actually was very tough. Surviving for, like, the whole 3 minutes, but No, it was surviving for 3 minutes, and I set the damage to like 2.0, which made the thing really hard. I couldn't do it, but the minisode I just ended up scrapping because like, well, I'm using this for this episode. There's no point still bringing the minisode out, and it's not really really worth it to see more fails. Like, I'd pretty much say this is the best thing from it because at least I finished the challenge. It's quite quick. Because all this stuff right here is exactly how it was in the video. Like, this stuff is all the same. All I did was like cut off one spot in the end and like stop it. Like to skip more towards like the final part of the video. But I got very lucky, and I did mention that like I'm back here with like the mini episode and all this. The only thing is that my facial hair is like you can see my mustache and beard, which isn't seen in any of the other parts of this episode. That's why I mentioned like that little dumb joke when I walk away, like, let me see if I can do something about this facial hair. That's really because this footage, I had the facial hair and there was nothing I could do about it. I didn't want to go back and re-record this for this. So I just got lazy with continuity and just said, like, just fuck it. I'll just use the same footage and just make a joke about it. Which I think worked out well. Like, this isn't a series where, like, continuity is going to be a big deal. Like, I don't think there's going to be that one person who's like, hey, wait a second. Your mustache was here in one scene, but in the next it was gone. Am I to believe this is recorded at another time? Like, no one's going to put that much time into this.
That one was real cool. I'd say this one's way scarier, though.
And if you thought the conversation right here is kind of all right, the conversations I had later in this mini-sode got really strange. Like, I don't know what I was on that night, but some certainly out there conversations. I like started like singing for some reason. I started coming up with like fake lyrics to this song. I was like, no, I must rescind. I was just like coming up with fake words and singing to this song. I'm not gonna do it now, but I was doing that, and I was just, the conversations were very, very like nothing to do with this challenge at all. But thankfully, you don't need to see any of that boring footage.
Yes. It's finally complete. I've been waiting for this challenge to be done. So, overall,
yeah, this is like later on. This is like near the end.
Well, okay.
So
that challenge went.
So look at that
well.
quick segment. Already on to the next one.
From the time of doing that, I actually shaved. So nice of me.
And there we go. The continuity is now saved. They made the reference good now.
Rock Band 2, expert vocals.
Rock Band. This actually was like a legit mistake. I was supposed to say my challenge today is my game today is Rock Band 4, but I ended up saying Rock Band 2, and I didn't want to like go back and stop it because I was on a roll. I was like Rock Band 2, and I started going on to this, and I just never did another take. I think I felt this is the best take. Like, I did another take of these individual like talks about the game, setting it up in the challenge. This was the best one, so I was like, oh, I have to keep in the Rock Band 2 comment.
Get the mic.
So that mistake is there, and it's like there's nothing I can do about it.
This has bothered me for a very long time. Not being able to.
I'll just sound a little weird, like, oh, the Rock Band 2. It's like, wait, 4.
I felt really upset about not beating. This time I've come back.
The episode 2 is still like that's the one episode I can't watch. Because I feel the singing on it is really bad. And even here, the singing's not good. Because I say it later on, but like I'm not singing in my natural key. Because for some reason, I would sing it like in my key, like I would like normally follow and sing this song, but the notes would not register. So So I had to like sing it in like the key of the song, which I'm not familiar with. The only thing I'm familiar with this song is that He-Man video where they like do a cover of it. So I was kind of following the basis of that and kind of from knowing this song from when I played it last year. And in this game, I was actually able to like belt out the song because I made sure that when I recorded this part, nobody was in my house. So I was like, no one's here? All right, time to record this. Because I had literally like a 20-minute timer because I was like, all right, I have to get this in 20 minutes because I'll have no other time to do it. I just need to preface it again. This is not in a basis of what my singing is. I do not sound like this when I actually sing. I'm sure if you took anybody and told them, "All right, sing in singing something that's not in your key," it would sound a lot like this. Well, maybe a trained singer would probably sound good, but. But now, if I was actually singing this, it wouldn't be too bad. Also, I wouldn't sing this song. I'd sing another one. And doing this hurt. Like, I actually, this is actually the second take of this song. Because what I did was, I did the first take and I failed it. Well, I did not failed it, but I didn't get 5 stars. I only got like 3. I didn't go really well at all. And I just figured the second take, this is the second take and I got it. I was like, there's no point in keeping that first one. Like, rather than have people watch the fail there, and we just do it the one take here. Which I think works pretty well, at least for pacing. Because it gets through this section real quick. You get the whole song. And you're already on the punch out. Now, I mentioned it in that last episode, and I kept mentioning flow. And what I mean by that in like in terms of flow is like the editing flow and how the episode feels and how it gets through things. Like, looking at the timer now, I'm 12 minutes into the episode. It doesn't seem like 12 minutes has passed to me. That, to me, is when the flow is good. When you don't realize that time has passed. That means you're actually interested in at least what is happening, and it's not like dragging down. The problem with episode 12 was that it completely drags down by that 9-minute mark, and it just becomes a drag to watch. This, at least, it gets through things fast, and it stays kind of fresh in that. Even though I probably would skip this because the singing's real subpar. And going back to seeing this, thankfully it was only 2 takes because my voice by the end of this song was gone. I think there's a certain note you're going to hear my voice crack real bad. That's coming up soon. I think it's this note. No, it's the other one. Dang, that's a lot. They do this chorus a lot. It's after the like when. Okay, here it is. After this. Like, my voice was just fried at this point. And I felt like this actually kind of sucked because, like, singing this song, I really put a strain on my throat singing it. Like, the entire night, my throat was, like, really in bad condition. I had to, like, have tea to calm it because, like, it hurt to talk. It hurt to, like, kind of breathe through my throat. And if I moved in certain ways, my throat would hurt. Like, I feel like I did damage to my throat singing this way and, like, straining it when I shouldn't have done it. So don't do this because I might have done damage to my throat, and it was it was. I'd say it wasn't really worth it. Like maybe maybe it is kind of worth it because the challenge is done. I don't ever have to do this again. But
that song is
no,
so
it's.
And you see,
It was
like I'm more of a like bass.
It was painful.
There's no way. Like my throat is killing me.
Like it really was hurting. Like
actually gonna probably be the last take.
Like I really didn't talk the rest of the night. I was kind of quiet, and I would say something like really light. Like it was kind of like this. With a lot of vocal frying. Like there's a lot of stuff like that. So I didn't. Like the challenge complete theme didn't play. Damn Sony Vegas, you screwed me over again.
My throat is jacked after that.
Yeah, don't sing like that. It hurts.
See on the Impractical Gamer, so you can be happy to know no more singing.
Well, I probably should have said that guarantee because now, if there is more singing, then I'm screwed. Oh yeah, and if you can notice, you can see the camera lights in my eyes. Like when it goes back to my eyes, and it cuts back to me. Look at my eyes. You can see the 3 lights.
I was unable to beat Mike Tyson. I'm gonna try.
Man, what's that frame? You see how huge the camera was on my end? Why didn't I crop that? Yeah, look at the 3 lights. You can see them right there. You can see see the lights in my eyes.
Let's go.
Looks kind of cool, but it shouldn't be like that. But man, did you see like the camera I had like for the punch out thing, that little clip I showed? Look how huge the frame was. It takes up half the game. Thankfully I've thankfully I've improved, but I need to go back and fix that. There's no way I can leave it that way. It just looks poor and cheap.
It didn't work.
And this part yet again out of focus. John, what do you think you're doing?
We'll try and get through Tyson.
It's like you never touched the camera before.
Don the gloves, don the gauntlets. So let's.
Okay, now this is my favorite thing of the episode. This is my favorite part of the episode. This dumb montage. Like, I didn't think it was gonna work at first. Like when I filmed this stuff, I was like, "This isn't probably gonna work at all." And then after an hour in editing, I got it and got like this thing right here. I was like, "Oh, it's good." Like I wish I could have gone a little further on with this. Well, I love making like little like montage stuff like this. Like I don't know why, it's such a dumb moment. Like the black bars coming up from the bottom and leaving at this scene, and like the punch out sound effect to the punches. Like I don't know, it's just real cheesy, and I really like that part.
Finally, beat Mike Tyson.
So this I want to talk about. So what happened? So of course I failed the challenge, and I did have trouble with the Mike Tyson part. Like the Rock Band part, I did kind of train a bit, and the Smash one, I kind of went back in knowing what to do. This one I hadn't really practiced since the day I recorded it last year. That was the last one I really put on the gloves and tried this. So
too early again.
I was really just out of practice, and like going back into this didn't help. So I lost in that account. Now, something that came up that made this kind of a pain to edit on this part is that while recording this stuff with the gameplay, I literally was about to go shut off my computer to stop the recording, like to go stop the recording for the gameplay. And my computer, of course, being a Windows, crashed and turned off, and I lost the footage. The footage was corrupted because it was an MP4 file, not FLV. And I lost it. I lost all the gameplay for this part. I only had like 1 minute of gameplay footage. So all the footage of stuff like this was just gone. So what I had to do was I had to go afterwards. I recorded like 15 minutes of gameplay of me trying to beat Tyson with the gloves on. Not recording it, just doing it how I recently did. Just to get footage. and then I went back and watched this footage, and in the parts where I would get beat here or do certain things, I would bring in the footage and then sync it up to make it look like it's what's happening. So it's the reason why you don't see my face cam here like usual, because if I put the face cam in there, you would see that it's not in sync. That's different footage.
That's the furthest I made it so far. So that I'm getting there.
I'd like to say I did it well enough that you wouldn't even notice. That you wouldn't even notice that the footage was deleted. And I had to re-record because it looks, for the most part, it looks kind of seamless. Now, if I had the face cam up there, it'd be really impressive. Like if I had the face cam going on the bottom. But I think for like a safety way of doing this, because I didn't want to re-record it again. I felt if I re-recorded it like the original Punch-Out stuff, it wouldn't have. I just didn't really want to re-record it again. I felt like the takes here were good, and the thing I said at the end was good, so I didn't want to have to go back and re-record it.
I'm going to say for this time.
I probably should have, but this time I was running so like late in terms of getting this video out, because this is originally I wanted this video out by Christmas Day, and I spent like a whole like 8 hours editing parts of this episode, and I just couldn't get it in time. So I was really rushing to get this episode out, and thankfully I spent the time to like work on it, because now I feel some of the stuff wouldn't have been as tight or like polished if I had. And it's kind of funny. Something happened. So I mentioned in episode 3 commentary, but when I did Punch-Out for the first time, I recorded a whole session of it, and my microphone wasn't turned on. And I was real upset back then. And when I recorded the Punch-Out this time, I recorded like a good 2 minutes of it. And guess what happened? My microphone was not on. I forgot to turn it on again. I was like, how can this happen 2 times and happen in the same game and same challenge? I'm like, I don't even know. But it happened, and I was like, what? How ironic. Oh yeah, and this cut, fade from darkness. It fades to dark, and from the dark brings a light. It gotta be positive. That was my reasoning behind that. Cause I could have easily just had it crossfade into this shot, but I felt like going from that fade to black, where it's kind of like down and sad, and to come back with this bright light where I'm kind of like more upbeat and talking about this, it was kind of like my choice of going for that.
Go into training mode for this. So I'm gonna put the gloves away for now.
This is kind of the most in terms of like editing stuff, like doing the small push in, like the artificial zoom in the editor. I didn't originally have this, but I feel doing that slow push in makes it kind of more, like it focuses more. Like, I don't know, just it works better with that small push. And I tried it both ways, like one with it just regular, and then the other with it like this. And this was the better one.
The training begins now. Be ready.
Oh shit! I better start training now. Like that was me in the video saying, "Hey, idiot, start training." So maybe after this commentary, I'm probably gonna start practicing, because that Mike Tyson thing might be coming real soon. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so I guess I'll start talking about some stuff. This episode is actually really good. I actually really enjoy this episode. Of season 2 episodes, the Resogun episode, Action 52 is not, that one's pretty alright. This is my favorite, probably, I'd say. Like, I don't know, it feels, it has a really good flow to it. I feel the challenges themselves coming back to them were good. I like certain things I did in editing with this one. Like I said, it's still fresh in my mind, so maybe if I come back to it like a few months from now, it might be different. But at this current time, I really enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoyed it out there as well. Yeah, and I think this is the first episode where I brought this in now. Yeah, this is the first episode where I actually used the thing from the episode 1 remaster. And I do like that design. They're doing like the game poster, so you can see that. Like it just looks better. So yeah, end of season 2. This was a fun year doing this. A definite improvement from season 1, and I can't wait for next year at season 3. I have a lot of stuff in mind for that one, and I hope the quality gets even better, and hopefully some things come up. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time after this little thing. Yeah, so I guess the real explanation for this, while playing Punch Out, my controller just straight up stopped working. So I had to go and like troubleshoot it and like restart the emulator and restart my controller and like change the plugin and all this stuff. So that's why this happened. Kind of anticlimactic, but that's what happened. My Mr. Blanket impersonation. All right. Well, it's gonna end very soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Adios.